Hey everyone, it's Sam from PaintScout. I wanted to hop on today and walk you through how you can set up the QuickBooks Online integration. So to get started, we're going to head to our account settings, and we're going to scroll down to the integration section. And from here, we're going to find the QuickBooks integration. To enable it, you're just going to want to make sure that this toggle is green. Once you turn the toggle green, it's going to open up QuickBooks in another tab, and you can go ahead and log in. Once you've gone ahead and done that, you're going to be redirected to PaintScout, and from here, we can set up our integration together. So now that you've done that, we'll start at the top. First up, we have create invoices. So essentially, this is where we decide when we want PaintScout to send invoices over to QuickBooks. There's a couple options for you to choose from here. First up, when estimates are accepted, and you can choose between a full invoice and a deposit invoice. When invoices are created, so when an invoice is created in PaintScout, this will create an invoice in QuickBooks. And when an invoice status has been changed to paid, you can enable that here. Next up, we have the Canadian QuickBooks Online settings. So if you are a Canadian user, make sure that you enable this so that way the integration works properly. Here we have tax rates. So tax rates need to be pre-created in QuickBooks. If you do have tax rates available in QuickBooks, once you select the dropdown, you'll be able to choose from tax rates there. This will apply the tax rate to the invoices that are sent to QuickBooks. Here we have the additional work section for invoices. So if you'd like PaintScout to create an invoice in QuickBooks when additional work has been accepted, you're going to go ahead and enable this setting. Once you do that, you'll be able to choose if you'd like the invoice to include all items or just the additional items only. This is the item handling section. So essentially you can choose between if you want the invoice in QuickBooks to just have a total item, or if you'd like the invoice to be broken down by areas and line items. So you can choose between these two here. If you do choose total item, you will have the option here to not create descriptions and just use a total line item. This is the total item value. So by default, it's going to use the subtotal, including any discounts. But if you'd like it to use the after-tax total, you can enable this button here. Next up is the item type section of your integration. Now this is very important. There's a couple things to note here. You need to make sure that you set up your item types from QuickBooks in order to choose one from the drop-down menu here. You'll be able to set up your item types from your products and services section within your QuickBooks account. And once you do that, you can go ahead and choose one from the drop-down list. You need to make sure that you choose an item type from the drop-down list, as the integration won't work properly otherwise. And an item type in QuickBooks is essentially just going to categorize where all of your invoices go. So we recommend that you create a general item type such as sales or maybe painting. Next up, we have the deposit invoices section. So if up top you selected to create deposit invoices when estimates have been accepted in PaintScout, this is where you're going to set that deposit percentage. If you want to include a surcharge amount in the payments and deposit totals in QuickBooks, enable this checkbox here. And then last but not least, we have the payment setting override section. So by default, invoices are going to use the default payment settings from your QuickBooks, credit card, and ACH payments. But if you want to override those, you can do so here by disabling credit card payments on created invoices, and then by disabling ACH payments on credit invoices. So once you've gone through and completed all of these steps, you'll be able to start using the QuickBooks Online integration. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at support@paintscout.com. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching.